Hi, everyone, and welcome to JSA TV and JSA Podcasts, where we're covering the latest stories, trends, and innovation from leaders in our industry. And it's PTC 2024. It's January. I'm talking to our friend Sean Farney, who is Vice President Data Center Strategy at JLL. Always a pleasure.
Great to be back here in JSA TV land and with my JSA friends and colleagues and everyone here at PTC at this rockin' conference 2024.
Yeah, it is rocking.
The energy here is incredible. There's so much going on. It's the running and meeting and talking and collaborating and deal making that we all know and love, and it feels up-leveled this year with the excitement of all this incredible new tech and demand. It's insatiable.
Yeah. And we're fortunate to have you joining us because, like you said, there's lots happening outside these doors of this PTC hub that we're currently in. But we're especially excited because you, of course, are a returning author to Greener Data. You were also, we were looking, you're listed right here on the first volume that came out a couple years ago. We have the second volume coming out in April. Tell us about your chapter.
Honored to be a returning author. Thank you so much. And, shout out to Jamie and the whole JSA crew for doing this wonderful thing that helps the industry. It's very benevolent. This Greener Data 2 chapter this time around, I'm really excited about because it captures, it takes a real estate concept, adaptive reuse, which has been around in the field for a long time. Yeah. And it really goes into the detail of how adaptive reuse actually solves three major problems we're having today in the industry. And the first is sustainability. We all have sustainability pressures from the board level, right? Very, very important. The second is the rise of AI. In the last year or so, since the street got so interested in this new technology, we have taken a radical new direction in the industry around cooling, power density, design, cabinet layouts. It's really, really amazing. And we don't have too many answers for that. And then thirdly, we are really challenged to find land and power. It's a race. It's all about the power. Used to be ping, power, and pipe were the three things we looked at for data center sites. Now, particularly from the JLL perspective, we help a lot of folks with site selection. It's really all about power. So adaptive reuse, taking an existing building, reusing it, either with a modular solution or future fitting it or retrofitting it, it saves all the investment and carbon impact of concrete and steel that you would otherwise have from building a new site. It gives you small facilities that are pre-built and has existing power, a place to land, AI, and these are in buildings that have already had planned power in sometimes urban areas where there is power capacity. So it solves a lot more detail to it, but it solves some of the most pressing issues we have today. And we actually have a long history of adaptive reuse in the data center field. We forget this. Look at the Carrier Hotels, 350 Cermak. That was an old R. Donnelly, printing press facility where they printed the Sears catalog and the Yellow Pages. Ackerd, 111 8th, QTS Super in Atlanta. All these are adaptive reuse projects, and we're good at this, and we've kind of gotten away from it. We've gotten a little more disposable, and that's not very sustainable. So adaptive reuse is worth taking a look at, and we're going to expound on this quite a bit this year at JLL. And I like to point out that in the U.S. alone, there's 5 billion square feet of commercial real estate. It's not all properly utilized or maybe a little underutilized now with the changes in how we work. So it's a great opportunity, again, to take this concept, this real estate concept, and apply it to data centers. And we've been doing it for a long time. So really excited about this.
And Sean, we've worked, we've known you at JSA for many years now. You're an expert in this space, right? We've had you speak to us in many different ways on roundtables, and you have obviously, we just heard what you were just saying, but you have even more to say on the idea of sustainability and why it matters to our industry. Why is it important to you?
I take sustainability. I kind of have more of a personal answer here. So we've been talking about sustainability for a long time in the industry. It's really, really hard. 81% of JLL top 50 customers have ESG goals from the board level, but only 19% of them have a publicly funded and planned resolution path. So this is really, really hard stuff. and it's hard to do and it's hard to start. And the way I engage people and suggest they look at sustainability is really starting with a personal, think globally but act locally. And my claim to fame, or my kind of where I put my stake in the ground on this one, is I decided to have a net carbon impact of zero heating my home. So I burn deadfall from my 30 acres of woods behind my house to heat my home. And I wanted to try that out as an exercise in personal sustainability, to kind of put my money where my mouth is. And it's hard. It's a lot of work getting a fire or a wood burning stove going in the morning to heat your home,
especially this time of year when it's chilly outside.
Wisconsin, where there's a foot of snow on the ground and sub-zero temperatures. So I implore everyone to act locally and personally first, to understand the challenges of sustainability, and not just think it's a trend or something that's easy to do, or you plug in an EV and there you're done, that type of thing, or you buy PPAs as a data center operator. So I put a personal challenge out to everyone to do something in their own life to understand the impact of sustainability and what it actually means to do it, and that it is extra work, which informs how we work in the greater world and what we're doing in industry and how we run facilities.
So on that note, I mean, I think that's a great call out to everyone to take responsibility for this, and that's some of the work that's being done by bringing the industry together through things like greener data, the iMasons Climate Accord. All these initiatives are taking place. What's working from your perspective? What sorts of trends are you seeing in sustainability that are changing the face of things?
Well, we're really not so good at the industry at calling out how good we are at sustainability. So, back in the PUE wars days, as I call it, so 2007, 8, 9, 10, I was at Microsoft. I was working under Christian Bellotti, who is the progenitor of PUE. We gamified it. We put a number on it, made it a metric, and drove it down. Did really good things. We drove down our electricity consumption, and it had a pretty significant impact on the bottom line. So we're really good at this type of stuff. And similarly, with sustainability these days, what we are really good at is gamifying. So measuring things like PUE and water usage. And now we're seeing the embrace of innovative new cooling strategies to accommodate the density of AI, which is really pushing us into a whole new paradigm of technology, moving from air to liquid. So we embrace innovation very, very well in the space, which sometimes is paradoxical, because the best operators in our space don't like change, don't do change, because this leads to complexity and more entropy and so on and so forth. But I say what's working is our new embrace of innovation around technologies and power density and cooling, brought on by the need for AI, and really doing some different things and changing the way we've been doing operational excellence in O&Ms for the last 20 years or so.
Yeah. So there's positive change on the horizon.
There is.
Right?
There's all kinds of positives. We all work really, really hard to do this stuff really, really well.
Right. And we have the right people working on it, the right minds at play, and the right steps being taken. So
absolutely. This conference is a clear demonstration of that.
Yeah. Sean, thank you. I know it's so busy. I'm sure you have 10 places to be in the in the next hour, but we always appreciate you taking the time to chat with us and our JSA audience. So thank you.
Thank you, Barb, and the whole JSA team. And JSA, keep doing a bang-up job and doing these wonderful things that help the whole industry.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in again to JSA TV. Happy networking.